Welcome to CP101, and this is a final on the Dodge D50. This is MPC kit. I built basically a replica of the little parts runner truck I had when I worked at a Chrysler Plymouth dealership up in Livonia. It was a good little truck, really no complaints. 3 years I drove it. The only thing I had to do is check the oil every morning and put gas in it. The dealership had a gas pump in the back, and I used to pull it back there and fill it up every morning and check the oil, and that was really about it. It was a fun job, but it's a job I miss. I had good times being a parts runner. The only thing that sucked about my job was in the winter, because the dealership had, they were pretty large. They covered a large area. The fleet sells the parts end of it, and so they had 3 40-foot trailers in the back filled with sheet metal, like fenders, hoods, doors, any kind of sheet metal for all the Chryslers and Plymouths and some Dodges back then. So the only part that would suck is getting in those trailers on a minus 10 or 20 degree day, going through that sheet metal, having to pick my sheet metal and load it up in the truck. So anyway, here it is, the D50 all finished. So we did it in the beige. That's what color my truck was. I put some rust on it because my truck wasn't rust free. It wasn't a rust bucket. It had some rust. It wasn't anything major. We made the custom decal for the back. And that phone number is their actual phone number. They're still in business. Only they're, a Chrysler Jeep dealership now. But yeah, I looked it up, and they're still in the same spot they were when I worked there. So that's kind of cool. The only thing different on this are the mirrors. They only give you one set of mirrors, and my mirrors weren't this style of mirrors. They were just like a regular car mirror, a sports car mirror. The bullet style, that's what I had on my truck. It wasn't these truck mirrors, but that's alright. And then we added some boxes in the back. Had to add something for the back. And usually I had the back of that bed pretty full of parts. But yeah, that's the little D50. Not too bad of a kit. The only issue I had with this kit is when I went to put the bed on, there's pins on the frame that go into the bed, the floor bed, and they wouldn't line up. No matter what I did, I couldn't get them to line up. They were just off a little bit. So what I had to do is just cut the pins off the frame. I just glued the floor to the frame rail, and then I had to make sure that the body line would match the cab, because I had one side lower than the other. So I had to readjust it. Luckily the glue wasn't dry yet. And then make sure that body line matched the cab and the bedside. So, but that was the only issue I had, was the bed lining up with the pins on the frame. But other than that, that was a pretty easy peasy kit. We got the 4-cylinder in there. I didn't do anything to the hood. I didn't paint underneath the hood. I just left it the body color. But let's see if I can do this here. Here is the 4-cylinder. It's not wired or anything. I didn't go that route. I just built it box stock, basically. So that's a little 4-cylinder. So they have you build this to where you have to put the hood on before you put the inner fender wells on. Then you have to finish putting together the top half of the engine while it's in the truck. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it can be done. That was Krylon paint we used, as you saw. It's a Krylon color called True Beige. It's one of those little shortcuts, and went on pretty good. And that's pretty much it on the little D50. Cool little kit. If you're looking for a little import truck kit, this isn't too bad for an MPC kit. The wheels are out of the Datsun kit, but everything else is pretty much box stock. So That's the little D50. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Not a whole lot to say other than there's the truck, good kit, and it's kind of cool to have my little parts truck back. It was a good little truck. Alright guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.